Yes, greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is your one and only Minister Victor Ben from the Adelphois Ministries. As you know, that this is a ministry that God entrusted it to us. The Adelphois is a Greek word that originates from various books in the Bible in the New Testament. Adelphois means brethren, both men and women, as part of God's family. So today, God has enabled me to come to you through this medium to give you a motivation or a nitty-gritty from His Word. And I want to talk about pushing for what God has not allowed. Or you are pushing some things, but not God has not selected those particular things. This happened also in the scriptures as we read the book of 1 Samuel chapter 6. I'm just going to go through this chapter very fast, and I believe you're going to be blessed. The Lord said to Samuel, "How long will you mourn for Saul, since I have rejected him as king over Israel? Fill your horn with oil and be on your way. I am sending you to Jesse of Bethlehem. I have chosen one of his sons to be king." Verse 2. But Samuel said, "How can I go? Saul will hear about it and kill me." The Lord said, "Take a heifer with you and say, I have come to sacrifice to the Lord. Invite Jesse to the sacrifice and I will show you what to do. You are to anoint for me the one I indicate." It is very specific. You are to anoint for me the one I indicate. There is the person that God had indicated. But look at the mistake that Samuel did and Jesse, the two of them. Samuel did what the Lord said. When he arrived at Bethlehem, the elders of the town trembled when they met him. They asked, "Do you come in peace?" Samuel replied, "Yes, in peace. I have come to sacrifice to the Lord. Consecrate yourself and come to the sacrifice with me." Then he consecrated Jesse and his sons and invited them to the sacrifice. When they arrived, Samuel saw Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed stands here before the Lord." So Eliab was one of the people that both Samuel and Jesse thought that he was one of the people that was selected by God. Little did they know. But the Lord said to Samuel, "Do not consider his appearance or his height, for I have rejected him." The Lord does not look at the things man looks at. Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. I'm going to skip to verse 13. So Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the presence of his brethren. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord came upon David in power. Samuel then went to Ramah. So it was David who was actually anointed. But in the eyes of Samuel and in the eyes of Jesse, the other brothers were the ones that were qualified. Many a times in life, when we are given a chance to bring to the Lord the people to receive some blessings, but we are pushing for the people that we think in our hearts they are the ones who deserve. Little do we know that they are not the people that God wants. God wants you to send a particular child. You have so many children, but God is telling you, send John to go to campus and do this particular course. But because you love Cynthia, you are busy pushing Cynthia for that course. You end up spending your money, no gain. She comes back home, becomes pregnant, life becomes miserable. You start crying to the Lord, "What did I do?" But you are the person who made the mistake. Many a times when we want to start a business, your heart, God is telling you, start this particular business. But because you just love a particular line, there is where you want to go and start pushing. You end up being frustrated, being disappointed. Little did you know that it was not the one that God indicated. So it is my prayer today that as you are coming closer to this video, as you are believing in this voice that I'm speaking to you, by the grace of God, in life you will never push for the wrong things. You are not going to push for the wrong things. You are always going to be doing the right things, and God will bless you in Jesus' name.